The 2K Sports pregame.
Hey, we're joined by the legends Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Sacramento Kings going up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, onto the win tally tonight. And as we take a few moments here, Shaq, the term basketball IQ is constantly thrown around these days. What exactly is meant by that? Because I don't have it.
Ernie, I have
basketball
no
IQ.
idea. You know, you can be smarter than me if you want to. You can be a Rhodes Scholar, but you know what I will do to you. Doesn't necessarily mean you make good decisions on the basketball court. Basketball IQ, that term is overrated.
Maybe
Ernie.
Kenny has an answer.
Two teams, two guys. Conferences, it's a road game for the Magic in this one. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony, and on the sideline tonight, Doris Burke. Looking back to the last matchup between these two teams, it was Orlando who was unable to get it done against Sacramento.
Yeah, they lost the momentum, and it's a bit surprising that one got away from them because for long stretches, they were the better team.
Well, if you only looked at the stat sheet, you'd have a hard time figuring out how they lost it. I mean, it was a case of a few small things, some of the intangibles that didn't go their way in the end.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the court for Orlando, David Lee is out there with Terrell Wright. Then there's Jennings. Then there's Oladipo. And it's Vucevic in at the 5. That's good.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Here are the Magic now. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
And that was being said about them in the press, and that was a game that they just couldn't win.
I'm going to disagree with you here. I don't think it was about lacking confidence in themselves. I just think the talent difference between the teams was too much for them to overcome.
Here's Jennings after Rudy Gay's bucket. Jennings gets to Lee. And it's Freak with the rebound.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
16 feet away. Kept alive. Here's Cousins. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
And Kevin, plays like that, really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the glass.
And Greg, the jam and the follow gets their whole bench jumping. Clark, look at them. They are really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. And that's a little salt in the wound there. I mean, they take a miss and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
Orlando with the ball after the Kings pick up 2. Just 5 on the clock. From 11 feet away, here's Vucevic, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant 1 there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on it.
Greg, I agree. He better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. Jennings against Rondo. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Vucevic setting the pick for Oladipo. Shot off the screen. Rebound by the Kings. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group. Took a little time, but they get one to go. Maybe they're warmed up now.
There's the pick. Rondo dishes to Cousins. The timely screen gave him a step, and he took it all the way.
Rondo with the nice dish.
The Magic trail by 3. Lee, a screen on Rondo. Pass to Vucevic. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. As we get a break in the action, let's take a peek at the leading defenses. Number one, the Kings.
Great defenders both individually and collectively. I mean, you can tell they really love accepting that challenge. They can stifle you at that end of the floor.
Kufis checked in for the Kings. Then for the Magic, Hezonja comes in for Jarrell Wright. And Fournier subbed in for Victor Oladipo. Kings leading now by 3. Doris Burke had a chance to catch up with head coach Quinn Snyder. Doris, what do you have to say?
He said their main focus will be trying to contain Rajon Rondo. He said, quote, "We all know that Rondo's capable of taking over games single-handedly. So, guys," he said, "they've got to match his energy and try to keep him out of the paint."
Thanks again, Doris. Here's Hezonja after Rudy Gay's bucket. And Hezonja gets it to go.
And the double clutch layup in that situation, that's just him playing to the crowd, guys.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, there's a good screen. Rondo kicks to Scott. Good. And it's Rondo who picks up the assist. Rondo's got 4 assists now tonight.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Now here's Jennings. Last game we saw him score 13. Lee sets a screen for Jennings. And there's the feed to Lee. And it's Sacramento with the rebound.
Boy, that's a warm-up jumper there. I mean, when you're a pro, you can't make excuses for missing that one.
Wow.
Jennings with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. Vucevic a screen on Rondo. The drive by Jennings. Vucevic, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
The assist, Brandon Jennings. Sacramento calls time. Ladies and gentlemen, your Kings game.
As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Cleveland. Very strong season they've had, always at or near the top. Exactly where they want to be as they close in on the postseason. And, of course, Orlando. Not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And seeing where the Magic are, they've basically lived up to the expectations so far this season. And that's not really good news for their fan base because those expectations only had them on the brink of the playoffs.
Yeah, which is exactly where they are right now. It's not too late for them to make that kind of emphatic late push that turns a season from average to excellent. Really good example there of some fine interior passing before that basket.
59 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside Collison.
Move the ball. Kicking too much.
To the inside. And Freak throws it down.
And very little fight put up by the defense as he made his way to the bucket for the jam.
They did seem to take the cautious approach, Greg, when it came to defending that one. You're right.
And, guys, it's not the time for caution now. I mean, they've got to be aggressive and take some risk to see if they can cut that lead down.
And here we go. Fast break. Freak's got it. Nicholson with the bucket.
And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch in how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim. Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
From 12 feet out. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
Got it up.
All right, Sacramento, please welcome to the court America's best dance crew,
And welcome you back to more NBA action. Mike Scott's checked in for Cauley Stein. Freak comes in for Allen. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Darren Collison. Freak in at shooting guard. Mike Scott out there with DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Rajon Rondo. And it's Gay in at the 3 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. Picked by Vucevic. 5 on the clock. Oladipo the pass to Lee. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And looking now at some numbers for David Lee. Since the break, he's been simply stellar, averaging 13 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists. And really just excellent numbers. I like what we've been seeing from him across the board.
I do too. I mean, he's playing with much more focus now and a much higher level of intensity.
Azania, he's checked in for Orlando. This is to Scott. The 9-foot shot. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Scott's got the lead up to 10 now for the Kings. The Magic have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Thunder was superb. He ended with 26 points, but also came away with 5 big rebounds. A performance like this was just the trick his team needed to snap their losing streak.
Great, Doris. Thanks. Any chance we see him top that performance right here tonight?
You know, I can't imagine he'd be able to pull off that kind of an outing 2 games in a row. But, hey, that's what the truly great ones are capable of doing.
Boy, even if he came close to matching it, that would be really impressive. But I tell you, that's asking an awful lot of one guy.
Screen by Lee. Jennings dishes to Oladipo. It's back to Jennings. Lets it go with a 3. And again, it's Orlando with a 3.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg. And when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
And some changes here for the Kings. Kufis comes in for DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Andrew Nicholson in for Mike Scott. And the Magic making a change here as well. Shabazz Napier's checked in for Victor Oladipo. 1:29 left now here in the second. Here's Freak. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches. And it's paid off with some highlight reel plays in transition.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Here's Napier. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 6 on the shot clock. And it's Sacramento with the rebound. Freak's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead. Complete domination. What a game for Freak. He's got 10 points and a steal.
And we really just need to take a second to appreciate the all-around effort he's put out there today.
Well, the numbers paint the picture, and he has been what we call in my vernacular, you know where I'm going here, guys, stat sheet stuffer supreme.
Oh, supreme. So that takes it to a whole another level when you get supreme in terms of your stat sheet.
KLRDs, right? KLRDs. Sacramento making some changes. Tony Allen's checked in for Gay. And it's Collison in for Rajon Rondo. Evan Fournier's checked in for the Magic. 32 seconds left to play in the first half. Out of bounds, Sacramento takes possession. There's 31 seconds left here in the second. It's Allen on the wing. Nicholson kicks to Collison. Poked loose and stolen by Napier. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Here's Fournier. Rebound by the Kings.
There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Here's Freak. Hits the front of the rim and out.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
The clock runs out and we're hit. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, he's been a revelation tonight, almost scoring at will in that first half.
Really hard to fathom he'll be able to keep it up for the next 2 quarters, but, you never know. It could be a special night for him.
Checking out the group for Quinn Snyder to start the second half. They've got Vucevic. Darrell Wright is out there with David Lee. Then there's Victor Oladipo, and it's Jennings in at the point. Back to Vucevic, and stolen by Cousins. And the Kings pushing it up now. And Freak gets it to go on the assist by Rondo. 13 points for Freak.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in him, and he has been that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about my knees, my man. He looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
Jennings can't get it to go. Kings leading now by 14. There's Freak. It falls through, making him 6 for 11 in the game.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
Looking at the numbers here for Oladipo, how's the last month of basketball been for him? He's putting up 9 points a game, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And every team in the league needs shooting. That's what he brings coming off the pine.
Yeah, there's always a demand for shooters, man. Have jumper, will travel. I'm telling you, most championship teams, they have a bunch of those guys who can put it in the basket.
It's Jennings with the drive. Sacramento grabs the miss.
I still can't believe that one didn't fall.
At the elbow, it's Cousins. Gay with no one around. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Cousins has got his 5th assist in this one. The Magic trail by 18. And Oladipo kicks to Jennings. Vucevic a screen on Rondo. Rondo against Jennings. He feeds it to Vucevic. And stolen by Cousins. Now here's Freak. He's guarded by Jennings. And it's Freak missing. Wright against Rondo. And Wright, here we go. Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup.
I like it. I like it. He broke out the fancy finish there.
Here's Scott. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Scott's got 8.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Oladipo, good.
And that's really using the double team against the defense there and creating that pinpoint passing to attack.
And some changes here for the Kings. Cauley-Stein. And then for Sacramento. Kufis checked in for Cousins. Nicholson comes in for Cauley-Stein. And Freak subbed in for Rudy Gay. Here's Napier. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. And it's Vucevic in the corner. Down low, here's Fournier up and in on the layup. Fournier's got 10 points in just the second half.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. The Magic trail by 13. Freak, he's in at shooting guard. Kufis out there with Mike Scott. Then there's Allen. And it's Rondo in at the 1 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. There's the pick. Vucevic the pass to Hazania. 4 on the clock. 11 feet away. No good. Now Sacramento takes it the other way. They host the Clippers after this game. Scott kicks to Rondo. He dishes it to Freak. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got 5 rebounds tonight. Jennings against Rondo. They double him with Freak. Count that one, and the Sacramento lead has been cut down to 11 on the bucket from Azania.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Rondo dishes to Freak. Back to Rondo. The pass to Freak. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And unless you have some aerial skills, you cannot pull that off.
DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Kings. Gay comes in for Tony Allen. All right, we'll take a look now at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Sacramento.
Fantastic passing. We saw it in the first half, and it's carried over here in the second.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
Now the dish to Gay. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
Boy, what a great game for Gay. He's got 21 points, and he's got 2 baskets from out in three-point land.
And I'm sure they'd like to get a few more of those out of him.
Good on both.
They didn't shoot it well from the line in the first half, but they've turned it around here, and it's helped them secure the lead. I mean, free throw shooting is important when you're trying to pad a lead.
They set the pick. Up top, Jennings. He's covered by Rondo. Scott against Jennings. Fires, high post, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Kings ball.
And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now.
You got it. Let's get the ball inside.
Scott with a screen on Jennings. Here's Freak. 8 for 15 with that made basket, but he's not satisfied yet.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder was saying to his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Vucevic. The coach reminded them that he is supposed to be the key factor tonight, and he still wants to see that happen. A few late-on-the-fly adjustments as the situation gets more desperate for them. It's going to be a tough hill to climb, guys.
All right, Doris. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Oh, they keep the ball out of the cylinder, but pick up a foul in the process. 2 shots at the line.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
2 shots.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Kings leading now by 14. Rondo kicks to Freak. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation.
Check out these handles. That's rush hour handle. Not midday, not early morning. That's rush hour handle. That nasty spin just froze the defender.
Jennings against Rondo. Picked by Vucevic. Jennings passes to Vucevic. Nice work there coming off the screen.
Well, they found the touch here in the second half from the field, and everything else we talk about, folks, rebounding, defense, all of that, this game is still about making shots. You got to put the ball in the basket. That's the bottom line, and they found a way to do it here in the second half.
Jennings with the ball. Passes it to Vucevic. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. And that's 13 points for Vucevic.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
And Orlando making a change here. Lee's checked in. Gay in for another field goal. A sublime 9 of 14 on the night.
almost uncontested. I mean, it's nice to be able to add to the lead without having to really work for it.
Pick by Vucevic. Jennings dishes to Oladipo. 5 on the clock. Fader on the way. And that one comes up a bit short. Kings leading now by 14. From 18 feet away. And it's Freak missing. Orlando's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. To the paint. Here's Vucevic. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. To the inside. Here's Gay. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. And he makes the first.
Kevin, right now, they're doing a good job at the line. They're hovering around 83, 84, 85% from the stripe. That's good stuff. I mean, that's well done.
Darren Collison, he's checked in for Sacramento. Now, here's Oladipo. Inside, Vucevic, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Looking at the numbers for Vucevic, 13 points, and he's made 3 shots at the foul line.
And you've got to take care of business at the free throw line. Not just getting there, but converting.
And he can't hit the second.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Sacramento.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight, Clark, they had both.
They sure did. I mean, the ball was moving and guys were knocking down shots.
And when it's all said and done here, this will mark their 38th W on the year.
They simply refuse to let their opponent off the hook in either game of this season series. That's why they're going to finish the year with a record of 2-0 against the Magic.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Gay. Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Jennings kicks to Vucevic. Good ball movement here by the Magic. And yes, sir, that one drops.
Just the shot they wanted. Point-blank range.
And so here's Sacramento. They led by as many as 18 points. The kick out to Scott. 3-pointer. Orlando grabs the miss. And here's Jennings, the fast break opportunity. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
The free throw drops for Oladipo. And so it's Sacramento easily grabbed.
Yes, Kevin, we'll root.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Rudy Gay. The entire second half was just phenomenal. You could see there was no way he was going to let them lose. And Kenny, you had some words earlier while the game was going on. What do you think?
A ton of his points were coming inside tonight. It really speaks to how aggressive he was in this game. If there was a path to the...
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great